Welcome back, guys. It's Austin, aka Master Kokoro, back with another video. Today's video, I want to be talking about how to deal with difficult people. So one of the first things when it comes to dealing with difficult people is understanding why they're difficult in the first place. Now, they're most likely difficult because most likely something is going on that you might not even be aware of. It could be something at home going on. Maybe like they're having fights with who's ever in their household. It could be maybe they're just feeling a little bit low that day. But if it's a continuous thing, it could be some like internal issues going on, or maybe somebody close to them has died and they're not telling you. Now, showing empathy will go a long way, because deep down, a lot of the times when people are going through difficult situations, they just want to be felt and they want to be understood. It makes them feel like they've been heard, and then to express it, because a lot of the times when we're going through difficult times, it's hard to release it. And if someone comes across and then starts releasing some of their emotions through their words to you, it's very important that they feel empathy and that they feel understood. Now, having patience will go a very long way, because now we live in a society where we're used to everything like super quick. And now a lot of people nowadays don't have patience. If they don't get something quick, then they start to maybe freak out, or they start to get a little antsy or impatient, or they just, giving that little crazy look in their eye, like what's going on. But so that's why it's very important to be patient and to have patience for that person, and to be understanding of whatever it is they're going through. Like, you're most likely there for a reason. Now, when somebody's egging you on, or they're very like negative space and they're constantly like just shooting out like negative stuff towards you, or just they're egging you on, or like they're just talking over you all the time and you can't actually have a proper conversation because all they do is talk, they don't listen, and their emotions are just flaring up in the air. One of the best things you could do, like, it's okay if you're having a bad day and then you're kind of sick of that shit, but you're there for a reason. So it's important to react consciously rather than from emotional triggers. Like, when that happens, you're most likely gonna feel like you're boiling and the water just going up and up and up until you're ready to explode. At least that's how I feel when I'm dealing with difficult people. Sometimes I can feel myself losing patience, and when I do, I kind of take a step back. I'm like, okay, just calm down. Or like, I'll separate myself from that situation for some time, maybe go to the washroom, or maybe go do something, and then come back refreshed, because that person's being difficult. Now, if I become difficult myself, we're not going to get anywhere. We're going to go back to square one. Now, don't worry about getting them back for anything that they're saying to you, that they're doing for you. It's very easy to slip onto the other side and to want to harm them back. Don't worry about it. Just stand your ground. Make sure that they don't cross the line, and if they do, you're gonna have to deal with it accordingly. Meaning, like, don't physically harm them, but either just leave and just completely like go away from the situation and just don't come back. But if you can't leave and you need it for financial support, just don't say anything. But if they're coming at you, like, let's say physically, like, let's say they're up in your face, then that's a different story. Now you have the right to defend your space. Just keep in mind that the universe has certain laws in place. So if you can hold your ground and still have good intentions for the person that's being difficult with you, remember that karma will take care of it for you. The universe has certain laws in place, so you don't have to do anything too drastic. In the end, it will be taken care of, if it's in this life or if it's in the next life. But it will be taken care of, because it's the universal law of karma. What you put out is what you get back. They put out that stuff and they wonder why their life's shit. Hopefully they figure it out, because they're just going to be stuck in a loop. And maybe you can be that person to help break that loop while keeping your composure under fire, and show that person some light in their dark times. So I'm going to share some of my stories dealing with difficult people. So for some reason, difficult people are always drawn towards me, or I attract difficult people. Like I said, I think I'm there for a reason, and that I'm there to kind of diffuse any like cluster of emotions and just kind of zen them out. So one of them would be when I work downtown, my manager, he's just, it's like when he walks in, it's like, no offense if you do see this, but he has like kind of like a dark aura, like a dark cloud around him. But like deep down, I can see like he's a really genuine nice guy, but shit rolls downhill, and he's not very good at handling stress. So then he literally takes it out on every single person that he can. If you stand your ground, he won't come to you. He'll go to the next person who's gonna take his shit. And with me, when I had to work with him, when I was working day shift, what I would do is I would just defuse the situation. I would be light. I would use the mental alchemy, whatever he takes, says something negative, I would just flip it and bring back positive. And then I'll slowly kind of elevate his aura and make him lighter over time. But I couldn't be doing that if I was giving in. If it was too much for me, then I would be a victim to what he's emitting when he's being difficult. That's why it's very important to be conscious of what's going on. Even where I work now, I just got a new job. I quit that job recently. Now, in this job, it's a guy about a little bit older than me, but he's a difficult person to work with, or he was, because he's obviously, he was going through something, and then I didn't know, and then eventually I found out that someone in his family has passed away recently, somebody that he was close with. So obviously, he's not taking the time to sit with his emotions. He's just kind of just working because he doesn't want to be alone. But I could say about a month ago, from when I started up until now, there's been a big difference, and just his energy, I can feel it off of him. He's a lot lighter. He's not like before. He would just kind of just talk over me all the time. Like he would just keep on going. It would just keep on like basically just like talking shit. You bring up something, he'll just go off like emotionally, like he'll just be triggered, like he'll just go off. There's really nothing you could say. So what I would do is for a couple of weeks, I would just be quiet and I would just listen. And then eventually we're having another conversation, and he was literally, it was worse than the previous times. He kept talking over me, like not by accident. This was like intentional. Like I'm talking, you're not speaking, but he was really done, and there was like a pause in the action, but he kept on talking over me. So what I had to do one day, because that kind of crossed my boundaries, my patience ran out a little bit. So I said, listen, like, how do you expect to have a conversation with somebody if all you do is talk over them? If that's the case, don't talk to me. Go do your own thing. Go sit with your emotions. And I kind of raised my energy. So I guess he felt that dragon energy. I was spitting fire. And since that day, he's been even lighter. Now, I never came across that issue again. So this is important when it comes to standing your ground. Don't be scared of the outcome. Sometimes people need to hear the truth. And sometimes it doesn't matter if you put lightly or harshly, but sometimes depending on how that person is, they just need to hear it. Because maybe they can just feel like they can do whatever they want because no one has ever actually stood up to them. So remember that when you're also dealing with difficult people. Share some of your experience down below of dealing with difficult people and what kind of actions you took towards it. How did you deal with it? What did you do? Let us know. Trust me, you're not alone. There's a lot of difficult people in this world, but there's also a lot of good people, a lot of people like you and me who can handle these situations. We're not all perfect, but we do our best in this life. My name is Austin, aka Master Kokoro. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I deeply appreciate you. Please smash the subscribe button, like the video, share this video with you think that anyone needs to hear this message. I love you all. Till next time. Peace.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, go.